All right, everybody, welcome on into the live stream here today. I'm your host for the Wellpreneur community, Gio Pensino, and I am so excited to be with you here today. And in fact, I want to express the aliveness that is inside of me and share that aliveness with you. And if you are a coach, or you're a healer, you're a consultant, or you're some kind of a transformational expert, and you want to be able to enroll clients into a group program, like a long-term lifestyle medicine program or a transformational program, but you struggle with some of the complications of how to enroll clients, like with complicated sales funnels and online social media, different things like that. If you're in that space, well, I'm going to introduce to you in this live stream here a different way of doing things by using live pop-up events and as a way to enroll clients directly. And the metaphor that I like to use to talk about this topic is my own family's background. And that is, I grew up in an entrepreneurial family. And one of the entrepreneurial businesses that we had was ice cream trucks, these soft serve ice cream and stick ice cream trucks. And we would take those trucks and bring them out to the racetrack, the Lime Rock racetrack in Connecticut, and then also to the state park. And so we would bring our offering, our ice cream, right to where the ideal clients were. And our ideal clients were people who were like on vacation on a hot day, and they needed something to cool off with. And like a lot of stick ice cream trucks, or those kind of trucks that drive around in the neighborhood, well, some of our competitors would do that, but we did it a little bit differently. We would take our trucks and go right to, there were giant crowds of ideal clients that were there on a hot day at the racetrack and at the Kent Falls State Park, and they would come to us in droves. And the only problem was keeping up with the demand. In fact, we would often sell completely out, and we had to skedaddle on out of there because there were still people that wanted what we had, but we were like totally sold out. So that is kind of what doing pop-up events are really like. It is bringing your thing, the thing that you have to offer, to the locations where your ideal clients are located. And there's about three or four things that are really the secrets to making all of this work. And the first thing is, again, what we did with the trucks. Well, we kind of figured out. Actually, it was my dad who figured this out in some probably non-logical way, because, well, he wasn't. I would call ourselves a hillbilly entrepreneurs. Like, he had no formal training in business, but yet we had many different types of things like that, where we had different businesses, and like I said, we would bring those things right to the locations. So anyways, like I said, my dad figured this out, that the ideal clients, this is the very first thing. This is the secret. One of the things that will make your pop-up events become like our ice cream trucks, where you get so many people coming in that you have to turn people away from your high ticket program. And the first thing is to define who your ideal client is, just like we did with the ice cream truck. And it was a couple of things. It was people who were kind of like on vacation on a hot day, and that's where we start out. So what's your version of that? What's your version of the ideal client? If you know what it is, drop it on into the chat window. Like I said, ours was somebody on vacation, people who are on vacation, often with their families. So families who were on vacation, or at the racetrack, who were, at an entertainment kind of event on a hot day. And I remember on one hot day actually it was, I think it was Memorial Day weekend at the Lime Rock racetrack. My dad told him, my brother wanted to buy a new sports car. He wanted to buy a brand new Barracuda. And this is the story as I heard it. I was the youngest in the family. Well, he took that truck to the Lime Rock racetrack and he sold so much ice cream that he was able to buy himself a brand new 1972, I believe it was, purple Barracuda. And that was the most desirable vehicle at the time, a 440 Hemi, the fastest thing that him and his greaser friends wanted to have. And by going to the right location where the ideal clients are located, that is the secret. But you have to know before you can figure out the location, you got to figure out like who the ideal clients are. And I saw in the group here that one of our viewers had dropped on in and mentioned that she does some kind of a transformational program. Might have been Jackie. Jackie, I see you here in the program here, and Terry, I see you here from Long Island. Go New York. I'm from the East Coast originally myself, but today I am living and coming to you from Scottsdale, Arizona. So what I had heard was the mention of helping mothers to do some type of transformation. I can't remember exactly what it is. You can drop it down into the comments, and the comment window is being a little funny to me, but I'll probably be able to see it. And so in that instance, where it might be, where those ideal clients would be, and I know this from personal experience, not because I was a mom, but I was a parent and very supportive of my wife at the time. And she would be part of moms groups. And these moms groups would take different forms, but the new moms groups were very important for young mothers, right? Because there's a lot of challenges. And so those friends, those other women, man, those are kind of like lifelong friends of our family. And that was one of the places, those moms groups, they oftentimes they pop up and will advertise themselves or reach out through Facebook groups. So you might want to search, Facebook groups, or you can also search in Eventbrite for moms groups, and you can join those groups and maybe offer to do a health or wellness talk about the topic that particular group of people are interested in. And those topics better than I do. But like I said, I was a supportive husband at the time, and I know what some of those issues are. They oftentimes are how to get back in shape, how to regain the confidence, many different things. And so doing a talk that is around the interest of those people will be very welcomed, and it will help them to achieve some piece of what they're trying to do. But anyways, like I said, go into the moms group or whatever the topic is that you teach around. You want to think about where those people would be gathered, and this is a way. The reason why this is so important is because you can completely sidestep the entire process of online marketing. And not to say that you shouldn't do it at all, but this is just a direct way to enroll clients directly into your program. And I had many experiences of doing this, particularly before COVID. It used to be my primary way of doing it. And I learned my methodology for doing this from the Sassy Queen, Lisa Sasevich. And she did a training program specifically about this thing that we're talking about, doing pop-up events to enroll high-ticket clients. And it is not at all uncommon to be in front of a group of your ideal clients like that and do a very simple talk, a talk that might be, 30 minutes long. And obviously, it wants to be of value, want to bring value. And then at the end of that, to be able to make an offer. So it's very, very common to be able to enroll a group of people from, the most innocent locations. Like I said, a mom's group. It could be for people who do corporate wellness programs. I know I have one of my previous client, and also part of this community, who does corporate wellness programs. Well, you can pop up in a corporate work environment. And the smaller ones are actually much easier to get into. Your local small, plumbing companies, construction companies. If you offer health and wellness programs, well, getting in front of that audience, the owners of the company would love to have you come in and do a free talk and just think about the issues and the problems that people have. Being overweight, inability to focus and have attention, low energy, pre-diabetic conditions, high blood pressure. These are all the common things that are really causing problems, man, in the workplace now. So if you're a corporate wellness person or you want to get into that space, well, these kind of pop-up events that I'm talking about, you can craft one together and get in front of that audience. And some of the ways to actually find that audience is to go to the local business networking events. And you're going to meet some of those company owners. And I know this for certain because in my previous career, I built a design build company with a little over $15 million in sales. And I would go to, you know, uh, networking events mostly to get knowledge about how to run my company better. And so you go to an event like that. I remember being in a room that was put on by our public utility department, and man, there was like 200 people in that room, all business owners. And you go to a place like that, and you'll find the doorway into uh, an invitation into delivering a talk, like we're discussing here, a pop-up event. And you know, some of the things that do happen, some of the, let's say, frustrations that can happen is that when you're first starting out doing this, sometimes like you don't hit the nail right on the head, and you only have, a small number of people, very few people show up. Sometimes that does happen, and there's reasons for that. But I want to tell you this thing. That happened to me once that I recall very clearly because I put on a pop-up event around the work that I do, and in fact, I was speaking on this topic. I think that we're talking about today. I was talking about different things like marketing for consultants in this co-working center where I was based out of for a long time in Colorado, and only one person showed up. And I was like, dang, only one person. Am I going to still do it? But here's my advice to you, and I'll tell you what happened for me, is that do it anyways, right? You might do it more as a coaching kind of a session, but I did the session for that one person that showed up, and that one person turned into a $10,000 client of mine. I actually taught them how to do a talk like this. He had a finance company. I taught him how to do basically a talk like we're talking about, a pop-up event, and I showed him and taught him how to make a good offer at the end, and how to make it easy for people to then schedule a time to meet with him and everything, and then built a website for him and all kinds of things. But that one person that showed up enrolled in one-on-one VIP work with me. It was a $10,000 client. So I share that because, like I said, don't get discouraged. Learn from the mistakes. And some of the mistakes can be, and these are really key, some of the mistakes that can happen is that, maybe you're not in the right location, right? Because not all audiences are the same. So the more clarity you can have about who your ideal client is, who wants what you have, and also can afford to invest in what you have, because that is another mistake. You could be going to events where all of your friends are and you feel very comfortable in that environment because that's where your friends are, but maybe your friends or your local community is not the right people to invest in working with you. And there's no judgment about that. It's just a matter of understanding that there's ideal clients for every offer, every situation. And I recommend, in general, a high ticket program that goes on for a length of time. Because when it comes to health and wellness and transformation, it takes time. And so, ideally, a 3 month, 6 month, or 12-month health, wellness, or transformational program is the ideal period of time. And those typically are a high ticket program, at least a $2,000 program, and oftentimes much more than that. Um, so those are some of the mistakes, is showing up in the wrong location. The other mistake, listen to me, folks, when I say this one, which is not making a clear offer at the end, because you can put on the best talk and be around ideal clients, but if the offer is not clear, and it's not clear in terms of the value of it or what's included or how to take the next step, then almost nothing happens. And in the case of that one client that turned into a $10,000 client, the secret to that conversion process, for me, and I suggest this could be for you as well, was then a branded discovery session. So I then scheduled right then and there a time for us to get together so I could find out what it was that he actually needed. And it turns out what he actually needed was some communication skills training. He needed to learn how to make an offer, an irresistible offer, and he needed a marketing platform, a website, to be able to promote it on. And that's what you can do in a discovery session. So that's just an example of making sure that you don't make that mistake. And some other things that are related to that process and making sure not to make these mistakes is to make that offer easy to redeem. And one of the best ways to do that is to have a little print card, maybe about that size, about 2 by 3, something like that, with clarity about what you do and a link to a QR code where they can redeem that offer. And those are kind of things that can also be on a business card. I'm looking for my business cards. I don't have them. In fact, I don't think I could show it to you very clearly with my background set up this way. But I have that same kind of offer on the back of my business card. And you can't see it very well, but you can see the QR code. And so having something like that so that people can easily reconnect with you. And then some other pieces, of course, is having a registration form so that you can also reach out to them. Because I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but man, people are distracted these days. So you might think that, people just don't want what you have, or, they're just not taking action or whatever it might be. Well, more than likely than not, it's just that people are super distracted and they forget about you. Like they forget about you like in the next 15 minutes. So ideally being able to, like I said, have an offer that you can easily redeem, and also a list so that you can reach out to them as well. And don't be afraid to reach out, get on the phone with people. People have forgot about the friggin' phone and have gone everything to other ways of communicating, which is not there's nothing wrong with that. I do say everything works. Some things just work better than others. And the best thing is to talk directly to people, get into a conversation with them so you can find out and ask them, what's given them problems and what they really want. And that is one of the best ways to actually get the insight about how to craft your offer, because we make the best guess that we can about what people really want, and then we design an offer around that. But it's really by talking to people that we find out the words that they use to describe what they want, and then we also find out what they don't want. Like sometimes people will put things together that are either very vague, not clear and specific, or they just using the wrong language. And the best language is what I call natural language. And that is the words that people use themselves to describe the problem that they're having. And the best way, like I said, to get that is to actually speak to them. So when you do discovery sessions, from a live event or any location where you're speaking to your ideal client, well, you really want to write those words down and really pay attention, get curious, and that's what you use to create the ideal offer. And that is kind of the final thing to share with you, the secret of doing pop-up events that can, turn into the enrollment of your next, $10,000 client, or your next, 10 $1,000 clients, however you're working things, is by going to where your clients are and determining where they are, create a short talk that is around what they want help with, and provide an irresistible offer at the end of it. And like I said, this can turn your business completely, like can turn your entire life around very quickly, because it is a very direct way to enroll clients. And typically, what happens when you enroll clients that way is that you get paid immediately. And that is one of the great things that uh, Lisa Sassy pointed out, is that you can go to an event like that and you can walk home with $10,000 worth of, enrollment into your program. That is not a stretch at all, and that's why she put such effort into that. All right, y'all, I can see your comments a little bit better, so drop on in to the comments if you have any questions, or if this is making sense to you, because I can see your comments now. Thank God. And I'm going to wrap things up by uh, saying this is just to remember that just like our ice cream truck, right? Go into the location, go into the park where there's a bunch of people on a hot day, and your version of that, uh, you will sell out. And it's a matter of determining what your version of, where we would take our ice cream truck. And we wouldn't drive around endlessly in the neighborhood, which is, I see people doing this, and nothing wrong with anything that people do. There's just some ways that are better. So you can go to networking events, or you can, do things through social media. All that works fine. But there is nothing like going directly to where there's a whole bunch of your ideal clients, and doing these four things that I'm suggesting here today. And I didn't mention this at the beginning, but I got a little gift for you. I mean, what would a live stream be without a gift at the end? And so what I'm going to do is, what I'm teaching you right now, just so you know, is a small little slice of my own program called the Incubator Circle. And so we are going to be doing a workshop next Thursday, and I'm going to open it up to outside people. So this is for my own high ticket clients. This is a $3,000 to $6,000 program, but I'm going to open up this particular section of the training and do a specific workshop on how to design your talk, how to get clear on who really wants what you have, so that you then can define where to go to. And then we will map out a talk. In fact, I've got a framework for a talk that I'm just going to give within this workshop next Thursday. And it's going to be a 2-hour workshop next Thursday. from 1 to 3 p.m. Pacific time. It's also going to be recorded as well. So if you can't make it in person, then you can still get the recording to it. And in addition to the recording, I'm also going to have some templates for designing that little card, that little gift to you card that I mentioned, which is what you want to give at your talks so that people can redeem your offer very easily through a QR code linked to a very simple way that they can, take you up on your offers. I've got a template for designing that postcard kind of size, a little bit smaller than a postcard. And I also have a template for the framework for the talk itself. Very simple framework, but very important in how it is laid out. And if you'd like to join us in this workshop, like I said, it's part of my high ticket program, but I'm going to open it up just as a workshop for everybody so you can join my community and join in for the workshop. And I'm going to do it at a very super low price of just $47. And this is very, very similar to the same training that Lisa Sasevich charges $2,000 for. And in fact, it's almost the blueprint because that's where I learned it from. And so if you'd like to join us in that workshop, then just drop into the comments workshop, and I'll send you through Messenger the details on the program, how to join it and all that kind of stuff. But it is really how to take what we were talking about here today and put it into action. And like I said, before COVID, it was my primary way for enrolling clients into a program. And now that we are back being social again, it is again a great way to do it, and a great way to fill your high ticket programs, and also to fill your bank account. And so that's what I got for you. If you'd like to join us, drop on into the comments workshop, and I'll reach out to you. And then I'll leave you with this last notion or thought that I do these live streams every Thursday on one topic or the other. I don't always make offers within these live streams, but I knew that we're doing this training for my own high ticket community. Like I said, that is a $3,000 to $6,000 program, depending on whether you work with me one-on-one or within the group. But you can get access to this particular component to it just for $47, and we'd love to have you join us. You may decide to continue on and be part of the ongoing program that is all about designing high ticket programs and enrolling clients. But this one little slice could change the entire trajectory of your business. So I am gonna say my adieus from you. And great to have you here with me today from Phoenix, from Long Island. It's one of the great things about this technology that we can work with clients from all over the world and get the freedom to live anywhere. And that is what I do. So I'm here in Scottsdale for part of the year, and then I scoot on out to Laguna Beach in the summertime. And recently I've been spending some time down in Mexico. But that is ultimately the result of launching a successful high ticket program online, working with clients online. But this little workshop pop-up thing is a great way to fill your program, whether you're working live or working online like I do. It is a really good tool. So that's what I got for you. Thanks for being here. See you later.